You are now listening to an exclusive interview on Sounds of Success with Noah Swiderski.
Welcome back to the Sounds of Success. I'm your host, Noah Swiderski. Today, we're diving into the vibrant world of entrepreneurship right here in Southwest Florida. Join me as I chat with the dynamic Brittani Pearson, a powerhouse business owner who's making waves in the local scene. From innovative strategies to overcoming challenges, Brittani's insights are sure to inspire all aspiring entrepreneurs. So buckle up and let's get started. Welcome, Brittani.
Hi, hello.
You have an amazing story. You have multiple businesses and you're making waves here in the local community. Like I said, what inspired you to start your very first business in Southwest Florida?
Well, we moved down here from Minnesota, so there's a pretty big temperature change. I knew that the landscape down here, there's not a lot of jobs down here. And I was doing international business IT project management, so I was doing all the internal wiring and construction internationally, and then some here in the U.S. There's just really no reason I couldn't do it myself. So I figured I wanted to do it my way, and so we just started opening up one after another, and it worked. So we stuck with it.
Always leaning into what works. That is a definite key to success. Can you share a defining moment that shaped your entrepreneurial journey?
I think most of it is you try so many things and you have to get comfortable with everything failing and keep going when nothing is working at all. I think that there was kind of a moment where I'm like, oh my gosh, I have spent like $80,000 getting these businesses off the ground. I had no safety net. And so at that point, that was just where I was like, all right, you got to have all these lines in the water, trying a lot of things all at one time. And then realizing again, how much money I had spent on getting these businesses up and legally running and things like that. That was something has to work. I think I was originally kind of going a little too textbook, following the lines of how to open a business, how to run a business. And I think the turning point was when I decided, I'm just not going to do any of this. I'm going to go with my gut and what feels right. In finding those lines of business and the right customers and saying no when I needed to say no, and not asking for advice from people that I really didn't want their situation. You can't take everybody's advice, or you spin in circles.
That's so true. There really is no playbook to owning a business, operating a business, dealing with the day-to-day. What are some of the other challenges you've faced being a business owner, and how did you overcome them?
I think one of them is a little specific to my situation because I'm in construction. Being a female in construction is not super easy. There's some barriers there. I think once you prove yourself and, you're getting people and customers based on referrals and they've had enough chance to work with you, we get repeat customers, things like that. Getting people to give you that chance is a little more difficult. It's also very expensive. Our licensing, to get licensed as a contractor in Florida, it was like 17 and a half hours of testing. None of that is cheap. The classes aren't cheap. The books aren't cheap. The taxes and insurance and everything you have to carry before you even get a job. But I anticipated that. I saved for it, budgeted well. And then I think that the smartest part of that was I took my budget for it and increased it by like 20%. Just knowing I'm not infallible. These are human numbers, and I'm sure I missed something. So, we really had to prepare to stick it out, to have little to no income for at least the 6 months to a year. And actually have everything cost money.
With so many highs and lows being a business owner, how do you stay motivated during tough times?
Well, I think that we've, again, through the companies, diversify enough. So we have from Stayvana construction, can be, luxury homes, new builds, things like that, and all the way down to Stayvana Home Services, which are low ticket items, quick in and out. Sometimes it's furniture assembly. Sometimes it's just minor fixes and repairs. So if there's economic hardship, things like that, these are lower ticket prices. People will continue buying them, and then that supports us while every business in between is maybe having a downside. And then we really diversified away from, I know the instinct is to say, let's do these big grand projects, and that's the luxury item, right? It's not fancy to say we put together furniture. But when we diversified in a more simplistic way, I guess the volume of low ticket sales will always support the dry ends of the larger projects.
Absolutely. Can you tell us about a project that you're particularly proud of?
I think that's all of them with Cross Island Flooring. It's not a specific project, I guess, but it's a line of business that we acquired. And that is we're the premier installer for floor and decor, which is huge here in Florida. So I have a business partner, Dave Jensen, with that company, and he runs kind of the East Coast. I have from South Sarasota down to Naples. So that business model, I don't want to say it's foolproof, but people are in the stores. We're allowed to send salespeople in there to schedule estimates, and it keeps us busy. But we were able to prove ourselves in there. And once you do well enough with them, they start increasing your volume of sales that you're allowed to have, as well as your territory. And so I think, we've outlasted a lot of people in that program. People do get removed if they're not doing what they're supposed to be, if they're not doing honest business practice. And if anything, we've grown in that. So we're the number one installer for the state. And so, that's working out really well for us.
It sounds like you're sustainable, you're consistent, you're persistent. And I think with those keys to success, you're well equipped for the long term. What advice would you give to someone looking to start their own business? We have lots of younger entrepreneurs, business owners that tune in all the time. What would you give them for advice?
My advice, I guess, would be take something and commit to it. And when you decide, just go for it. You have to kind of remove your safety nets. If you don't believe in it, nobody else is going to. They're not going to buy it if you can't sell it. And you can't sell it if you don't believe in it. But at the same point, understand that this might be your idea right now, but that can evolve, and know when to switch up your strategy. I know sometimes it's hard to say, oh, I put $5,000 into this, I got to make it work. Well, there is a point that maybe you're just wasting money and you need to make a shift. So I think not being too proud to look at what you're doing and say it's just not working and it's time to take a different approach. Being adaptable, all those things are really pivotal.
Absolutely. And how do you balance multiple businesses while maintaining quality and customer satisfaction?
You just have to have the right people. And I did everything myself. There's absolutely nothing that I hired anybody for or have on my team that I have not gone and done myself. I've gone in the stores and lead generated. I have gone and done estimates. I've done the sales calls. And so I was accurately able to train them. And I had to do it enough to get it right. I couldn't go into the store one day and try to generate leads and call it good. I had to see what that landscape looked like, figure out how it worked so I could accurately train people and then be able to put those people in the right spot. So when you have team members that share your quality expectations and they've been trained specifically by me, and we just don't take on more than we can handle. We definitely get projects and customers that I've just had to say, we don't have the bandwidth, or I would have to put you too far out. If you're still interested in a month when I have the crews available, we're happy to help. But we have other contractors that we kind of pass things back and forth to. So I think when people get greedy about it and you want every piece of business and you're taking on jobs you have no business taking or more than you can handle, that's when those things slip.
That self-awareness is huge. What trends are you currently seeing in the industry right now that excites you?
Well, we're honestly, I don't know if this is exciting, but we do a lot of tub to shower conversions, but they're amazing before and after pictures. Like they're all dated bathtubs and they're having us rip them out, and large format tiles. So we're not doing a bunch of grout. So they really transform spaces. They're not expensive as everyone thinks. And so, that's become our I don't want to say cookie cutter, but we've done so many of them. We do so many a week that it's just become a seamless project for the crews and for all my guys. But that's where everything is trending. For a while we were just doing surrounds, and I'm like, oh, it's not great for social media. It does, it's not a great before and after. But now we're doing big steam showers and some things like that. And I think it's just the community as they get older, they're trying to think of transitioning into their homes and what that's going to look like with ADA compliance and things like that. And so, I don't know. They're fun projects to do, though. They're quick.
I was just about to say, those are one of the most satisfying videos and photos I see on my Instagram reels are the before, like bathrooms or just, small spaces in general, getting restored or renovated. I think that's always amazing to see. Lastly, where do you see yourself and your business in the next 5 years? All your businesses?
All of them. Hopefully here still doing what we're doing. I mean, that's the goal, right? I'd like to expand. We're looking at franchising Cross Island, and that requires me to get licensed in a few more states to be able to do that and to carry the business license. So we have some big goals that I think I have the right people in place for. We set those goals accurately. So I'd like to see at least Cross Island in a franchise. And I'm probably going to bring on some partners, honestly, for the others that are able to handle the specific line of business, because flip-flopping between them is a little difficult mentally, gearing yourself to sell big homes and new builds and construction, and then the next day writing pamphlets for handyman services. It's not super effective.
And for all the people and listeners that want your services, they want to know more about you, where are you at on social? Are you on Instagram, Facebook? What's your website so they can check you out?
Yep, we're on Instagram, CI Flooring and More. Same with Facebook. You can see ciflooringandmore.com, stayvanaconstruction.com, or you can call me 239-994-0900. And if I can't help, I'll get you to someone on my team who can.
Another inspiring episode of Sounds of Success. A huge thank you to Brittani Pearson for sharing her journey and insights with us today. Remember, every success story starts with a single step, so take yours today. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and leave us a review. Until next time, keep chasing those dreams and making waves in your own way. Thank you so much, Brittani.
Thank you.